She's been asked to take these athletes to 3,000 metres in 9 minutes and 11 seconds. So that's operating in around about the region of 73, 74, maybe more towards the 73 seconds per lap. But in terms of the lineup, we have Laura Whittle of Royal Sutton Coldfield, Dominika Nowakowska of Poland, Joanna Leighton of Finland, Katie Brow of Warrington, Stevie Stockton of Vale Royal, Amelia Goreca of Aldershot, Sonia Samuels of Wallsend, Katrina Wotton of Coventry, Lauren Deadman of Havering Maysbrook, Stephanie Twell of Aldershot, Ellie Baker of Stockport, Jackie Arison of Australia, Joe Moultrie of Victoria Park City, Katie Good of Stockport, Irene Van Linshout of the Netherlands, Jill Hulteman also of the Netherlands, Amanda Crook of Southport Waterloo, Kerry Mitchell of Southampton, Beth Potter of Shaftesbury Barnet, Lily Partridge of Aldershot Farming and District, and Alison Dixon of Sunderland Strollers. So we did point out what a fantastic race it was at the Sport City A race, which was won by Amelia Goreca, who's currently here. One of the athletes, sorry, I did apologise for not announcing, was obviously Steph Twell of Aldershot, a fellow training partner. They go through the opening 400 metres in 72 seconds, so very good pacing early on from Kersey. So laying down the marker in terms of trying to ensure that she does the best job as possible and ensuring that they get to 9:11 at 3,000 metres. But as just reiterating, it was Amelia Goreca who potentially stole the show at the Sport City Grand Prix, just outside a personal best with a 15:35. Many of you would have no doubt seen a performance last weekend at the European Club Championships, taking a very impressive second place, which for a 19-year-old is fantastic running, and she certainly is going to be in the mix here. But very early on, it looks to be some of the international opposition who are definitely there. Jackie Arneson of Australia, she's currently occupying the first place position, and 5'4" is Katie Brow of Warrington. So she's having a very good start to this race. Steph Twell's also in there. I can see Laura Whittle is hanging on the back of that lead group. She came through for third place, it was, out in Sport City, and it was a great return for her. Laura Whittle, who has a personal best of 15:26, but this was her 15:39 at Sport City, was the fastest by far the fastest she's gone over the past couple of years. And 800 metres goes past in around about 2:26, 2:27. So good pacemaking continuing here from Gemma Kersey. And it has strung out this field quite dramatically, so good to see at least those at the top end. Maybe, who knows what they're potentially looking at. Do they have potentially one eye on a World Championship B standard, which is currently 15:24? But as a whole, there's around about 7 or 8 athletes in that lead group, and I can see definitely we have Steph Twell, Amelia Goreca, Katrina Wotton and Laura Whittle. Katie Brown was in there. We mentioned the Australia Arneson. I'll look to pick out a few of the other internationals. Maybe potentially, I think, is one of the Dutch athletes is also in there. I think that's maybe Jill Hulteman of the Netherlands. She looks to be up there. But the remainder of the field has completely been strung out now. But looking around about 3:04, 3:05, sort of more towards 3:04 to the kilometre splits, and maybe Kersey's days as leading this pace look to be a little bit numbered, as you can see. Yep. So she made it to just three laps there to take in terms of the pacing. So the pacemaker steps aside, so it's going to be for the remainder of the races, they're going to have to look to force the pace between them. I did feel as though 9:11 for Kersey, after she'd already ran a 1500 metres, would be a bit of a tough ask, and that's proved to be the case. But out in front now, I can see quite clearly it's number 354, which is Katie Brow of Warrington AC, who's been in fantastic form this year, gone inside 16 minutes, but she's certainly running well beyond that. She's being closely followed by Arneson, the Australian, and Stephanie Twell, more renowned potentially on the track for a 1500 metre exploits. She's been, obviously, as we are fully aware, World Junior Champion over the 1500 metres, bronze medalist at the Commonwealth Games. Unfortunately, since that injury, maybe her days over the shorter distances might be numbered, but that's certainly not stopping her over the longer distances now, and she's targeting Moscow this year. She'll want to go there for the 5,000 metres. The A standard is 15 minutes and 18 seconds, and the B standard is 15:24, so it's going to be very interesting to see how close she gets to that potentially. And it is Twell now. It's Aldershot 1-2 as Twell takes the lead of just after a mile, and it's Amelia Goreca who's currently tucked into second place, and Katie Brow moves into third. So both these athletes from the Aldershot stable, coached by Mick Woods, who has a fantastic reputation for bringing, to developing endurance runners, particularly in the younger age groups. And Twell is a good example of one of those who's pushed on to be a fully established senior international. And Goreca looks on the cusp of what is set to be hopefully a fantastic senior career for herself. She's still got plenty of business to do in the junior age groups though, and she'll go into those European Junior Championships as undoubted favourite to take that title. So it'll be a good outing for her to test herself against the very best that we have to offer ultimately in terms of senior opposition here in the United Kingdom, with the flavour of an international opposition as well. Similar to that what she faced in Sports City, where she came out victorious. And we look to the next kilometre spot. We're looking at 2 kilometres, which has now been passed in around about 6:08. So this is very good running from Steph Twell. She's looking to get them back at pace, so she's doing a very good chance here. So they're currently operating in around about 15:20, which would be a fantastic performance for Amelia Goreca. Stephanie Twell, as we talked about, I don't want to talk about a career in 2 parts, but certainly pre that awful fracture of the ankle, multiple fracture of the ankle, she was more than capable of going inside 15 minutes. Since she's recovered from injury, it's been a gradual progress back to fitness, and hopefully this outing tonight will be another great step forward. And she's certainly running very positively. With 7 laps to go, it's Twell who leads from Goreca, and in 52 is Dominika Nowakowska of Poland. She's currently in 3rd. Arneson, the Australian, is in 4th. Brow is in 5th. Katrina Wotton is in 6th, and Laura Whittle in 7th. And potentially, maybe, I think that might be Beth Potter, who's looking to track on the back of Laura Whittle. An interesting plot maybe for Beth Potter is that she was 2nd at the National Under-23 Championships. She doesn't yet have a European Under-23 Championship qualifying time, which for the women for that distance, 5, and currently she's operating well inside 16 minutes pace. So Beth Potter could be doing a very good job here of ensuring that she has a good chance of being selected. As we look out on that back far side, I see unfortunately Katrina Wotton's race is over, so the to 2 now, and it looks to be Nowakowska of the Polish athlete who's going to be the main challenger to Stephanie Twell for the remainder of this race. Amelia Goreca now detached in 3rd, but still working hard and still operating well inside personal best territory for her. They go with 6 laps to go now, so it's still Twell who leads from the Polish athlete Nowakowska, from Goreca in 3rd, Arneson in 4th. Laura Whittle is potentially looking to move past Katie Brow into 5th place. And as we look back around about looking for certainly under 16 minutes, there's a whole group where I can see Lauren Dedman, Sonia Samuels, Alison Dixon, all those athletes currently maybe operating around about 16-minute pace. Stevie Stockton, she's also in there. But back out in front, it's Steph Twell, and I can hear that distinctive tone of Mick Woods barking out encouragement to both her, and also he'll be Coach Goreca in there, and also he coaches Beth Potter as well. So a good trio of his athletes are running exceptionally well here, particularly Potter, who's looking to make inroads on that chasing group, looking to get back on pace with Katie Brow and Laura Whittle. But we move back to the front, so the next checkpoint for us is going to be 3,000 metres, and Stephanie Twell has done a fantastic job of regaining this pace and looking to get it back on 15 minutes and 20-second qualifying time. And they're going to go through 3 kilometres, which is currently passed in 9:10, so they're up, if anything, just inside that target time of 9:11, which has all been down to Stephanie Twell, the Aldershot Farming and District athlete. It's great to see her running so fantastically well. She's towing this Polish athlete. I'm looking to see on paper the Polish athlete's personal best, which she set this year, is 15:38. So with less than 2 kilometres of running, this Polish athlete is going to be hopefully well and truly destroy her personal best. But out in front, the main British interest here is Stephanie Twell, and what a story this could be if she can maybe Potentially it might be the A standard is a bit too much to ask, maybe, but if not anything, at the very least a World Championship B standard would be a fantastic run here for Stephanie Twell. At the Solihull British Milers Club, the very first Grand Prix of the year, she ran in the region of 15:40, so this is a huge advancement and great testament to the training that her and Woods have put together between now and then. And Stephanie Twell is looking in superb form, but she can't shake off the challenge of the Polish athlete, which is probably going to help Twell, to be honest with you. If she was out on her own, it may be a little bit more difficult, but she knows with the Polish athlete for company, it's good to help to keep her on track. And as we look back to third place, Amelia Greca, she is currently operating around about 15:30, which as an under-20 athlete, as a senior athlete alone, that would be a fantastic run. But as a JB under-20 athlete, if she can get inside 15:30, that would be sensational running, and no doubt etch her further up on the British all-time lists. But she's running in no man's land, and also in fourth place now is Laura Whittle. She's very detached, but maybe she'll look to gain hope from if Greca does slide to tail off. Whittle will look to chase hard, and Beth Potter now is currently reining in on Katie Brow, who started off very positively, but she certainly dropped off that initial leading early pace which she had. But as they come now, they'll look to the lap counter, and it'll be 3 laps to go. So they'll be looking to know that sooner, when they hit the back straight for that next time, they'll look to go past inside the last kilometre. So they'll pass through the 4 kilometre point and the checkpoint. The vast majority of running will have been done. So with 3 laps to go, the clock reads 11:42. So certainly for Steph Twell, this IAAF UK Athletics World Championship B standard of 15:24 is still within reach. Amelia Greca is running fantastically well. Also Laura Whittle, and Beth Potter has certainly still got a good chance of getting inside that 16-minute time. She's done it before, but she needs to do it this year to be in chance with a chance of gaining selection to join Kate Avery on that British team for the European Under-23 Championships. But we approach the 4 kilometre points. Stephanie Twell still continues to lead, 4 kilometres passed in around about 12:20. So they're going to have to, a sub 3 minute last kilometre would give an IAAF A standard for Twell, but a 3:04 would give her the B standard. But there's been a fantastic surge now from the Polish athlete Nowakowska, who on paper has a personal best of 15:38, and she has opened a huge lead now over Twell. She suddenly realised, I've hit 4 kilometres, that's my kick for home, and she's making a very big push now here. Dominika Nowakowska of Poland goes through with 2 laps to go. Stephanie Twell now in second place. Amelia Greca is being closed potentially by Laura Whittle, but still good daylight for her. She's maybe still beginning to tire, but operating at a very impressive pace, as is Laura Whittle. She's got half a mile to go. Beth Potter's coming back on a par with Katie Brow, and both of those 2 athletes look to go under 16 minutes as well. So this has been fantastic running. I can see the next trio is the Dutch athlete there, number 3 is Jone Leitman of Finland. She leads from Sonia Samuels and Alison Dixon. They'll both look to go under 16 minutes. Alison Dixon was just outside 16 minutes at Sports City. But back out in front, it's all about the Polish athlete who's put in a ridiculous surge. Maybe feeling a bit, why didn't you perhaps potentially go earlier and help Twell out, who did a vast majority of this leading, to bring it back onto pace. Excuse me, can you just watch out for the camera, please? Sorry, thank you. Apologies for that, just moving someone out of the way of the camera. But for the Polish athlete who's going to hit the lap counter with 400 metres to go, she goes through, and I think the clock has stopped early already, so 14:05, so potentially she's going to go through and get an IAAF A standard. Stephanie Twell, she's going to hit the bell in 4 minutes 16, so she needs around about a 68-second last lap to get a B standard. Amelia Greca still running strong, but she's being closed all the time by Laura Whittle as they both go through inside 14:30. So definitely both athletes will look to get under 15:40.
And the next crust was going to be the sub-16 athletes. It's Katie Brow, Beth Potter, the Finnish athletes, which was Jona Laitman and Sonia Samuels and Alison Dixon. They're all definitely, even Lauren Steadman as well. She could potentially go under 16 minutes. 3.61 is Ellie Baker. She looks to potentially going under 16. But back out in front with just over 100 metres left of running is Dominika Nowakowska of Poland, who's put on a fantastic performance here. Is this going to be a World Championship A standard, a qualifier for the Polish athlete, which will be a huge improvement on her lifetime best? 15.18 is the clock. We're going to look out for that. She's going to do it. She maybe has booked a place to Moscow herself there. Stephanie Twell still continues to run in hard. I feel as though maybe she's potentially going to fall outside that B standard. She's still continuing to run hard all the way to the line. Stephanie Twell it is who's going to come through for second. Laura Whittle's produced a fantastic final 400 metres. She's going to come through for third. Amelia Greco it is who's going to take the fourth place. And now we look out for who else is going to go under 16 minutes. Katie Brow, she's going to come through. The Finnish athlete, is Beth Potter going to go under 16? I think definitely maybe Beth Potter's gone under 16 there. Sonia Samuels and Alison Dixon. Definitely, I think that would be confirmed a European under-23 qualifying time for Beth Potter, so fantastic running there. So just to recap, the victory went there to Dominika Nowakowska of Poland, stopping the clock unofficially at 15.16.12. I do fear maybe just outside an IWFB standard for Stephanie Twell and with a time around about 15.20. Laura Whittle around about 15.30, which again will be another huge improvement and a step in the right direction for her, who came through for third.